And you're gonna say, well, then you should stream the game more so you can.
Hi, my name's the best RimWorld YouTuber in North Central Minnesota, aka Ryan Energy Drink. Ryan Energy Drink, the best RimWorld YouTuber in North Central Minnesota. That's me. Okay, so this is our RimWorld colony. We just got the shit kicked out of us. Well, not we. John just got the shit kicked out of her by a fucking gazelle. Fucking idiot. Why did you fight a fucking gazelle? Who knows? But look at all these dead animals we stuck in the freezer. That's really sick. That's going to be a lot of fun food. Just chop it up and eat cougar meat, the most delicious of meats. Everyone's clamoring for fucking cougar meat in the real world, so it must be really great here too, right? What do we gotta do next? We gotta get our food situation better set up. That requires building a kitchen. So we gotta dig out all the metal so we know what our bounds are. We got to chop some wood. These saguaro cactuses are ready to harvest. Saguaro. More like Arby's Sbarro. Remember when Arby's... I used to live next to an Arby's and they had a Sbarro in it. And these days the Arby's is still there, but the Sbarro's isn't. I remember their pizza, but I don't remember it being very good. I'd much rather get a Little Caesars than eat a single slice of a Sbarro's pizza. I would think. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong here. We got an exotic goods trader from the Tedium Pact. The Tedium Pact, more like my videos and the people who watch them. We're part of a pact to go through the tedium of watching my videos. Slarvik is the one who talks, right? Go talk with Takuma and their band of merry camels. That's the word I'm looking for, camels. Wow, so they're selling rocket launchers, doomsday rocket launchers. They're selling livers. They're selling kidneys, bionics, the medicine neurotrainers. Like, this is all wonderful stuff, but it's a bit too rich for my blood. We're gonna sell them one of these. I'm tempted so much, but here, we'll take the 14 silver, and we'll keep the rest of these lavish meals. Kev and John have a nice... They don't sleep together, apparently. That's wonderful. I guess Kev just decided he didn't need to sleep, because that's right, I assigned him this thing where I tell him to sleep, but they can wake up whenever they want. So Kev's gonna go back to his mining. Anyway, back in 1969, I was part of a government task force assigned with creating a conspiracy theory out of thin air. There was a lot of conspiracy around that time around the assassination of John Frederick Kennedy, the president of the United States, who was assassinated. And essentially, the truth of the matter was that John Wayne Gacy, F. John Fitzgerald, fuck, what's his name? Oswald? The guy who shot John F. Kennedy, that guy, he was the one who shot John F. Kennedy the first two times. So, essentially, he hit him, and, he was using that Carcano rifle. And essentially, by the second shot, John F. Kennedy was already, like, fucking brain dead. He was a vegetable. But what happened is actually there was a, what do you call him? A Secret Serviceman in the car, in the motorcade in front. And suddenly the car's all... He was standing in the car because, you know, fucking trigger discipline, stand in a fucking moving car with your fucking AR-15. Am I right, boys? Anyway, so he was standing up there, and what happens is the car, the motorcade car that he's standing in, stops. He stumbles, and he pops off a shot because he's falling over. You can't really blame him, but that shot is the one that blew open John Fitzgerald Kennedy's fucking brain pan and set his goose shooting all over the place. And that's the thing, is that, you know, we had to come up with all these other conspiracy theories about John Fitzgerald Kennedy to keep people off the real trail, that it's just, you know, it was just a sad accident. And it worked like a charm. You want to know why? It's because all those conspiracy theorists, they're now the main detractors of the truth. So, you know, that's the thing. They're all like, no, it was the Cubans, or no, it was the Russians wanted it, or no, the Catholics wanted it, the Pope wanted him dead. No, it was the fucking political establishment. No, you know, all of that. Even like, no, it was a guy on a grassy knoll, or no, he just... it's just a big shoot in the pan. But anyway, Kev rejected John's marriage proposal. Wonderful. Now they're no longer in a relationship. Wonderful. That's not awkward. I guess we gotta build another bedroom. Thanks, guys. 9. So this is 7 by 7. So this is 7 by 7. All right. Garbage. It's all garbage. Build a door here. This is going to be our kitchen. Anyway, so I don't know if you guys have ever been to Seattle, but there's this part of it called Redmond, and in the fictional setting Shadowrun, which is an RPG that came out in the 80s, created by FASA, it's the Redmond Barons because they got hit by some sort of fucking whatever. Anyway. And they don't go there because they're private policemen, and none of the rich people that pay them live there. So they don't go into the Redmond Barrens. So that's where a lot of the gang activity in Seattle comes from. Anyway, so there's this gang called the Red Cats. A friendly AI from your past named Charlton Whitestone has sent you a message. He has a starship hidden on this planet, and it sends you its coordinates. Fun. Sounds like it. Thanks, Charlton Heston. Anyway, so the Red Cats live in the Seattle Redmond Barrens, and so what they're just a standard gang called the Red Cats. What's funny is their logo is just the Thundercats logo, but it's inverted. So color-wise, it's inverted. So instead of a red circle with a black cat in the middle, it's a black circle with a red cat in the middle because they're the Red Cats. Anyway, so what they're doing right now, well, not right now, but right now in the fiction, is there's a mega corporation in Shadowrun called Ares, which is sort of like a big conglomerate. It's the American mega corporation. And they're sort of like Ford, Colt, all the big American corporate companies, all conglomerated. So Ares has a gun engineer who escapes from one of their facilities, and he's living in the Redmond Barrens in exchange for protection. No, I'm thinking about this wrong. Essentially, there's a gunsmith who lives in the Redmond Barrens, and he got some Ares designs for guns that he's producing in his own little facility. And obviously, Ares doesn't like that. Not only is he undercutting them, but he's also supplying them to unsavory folks, including other mega corporations, which isn't good. Sorry, someone's starving? John is starving. So, yeah, she's not in a good mood. Victor, the animal, died. Kev turned down the marriage proposal. Now she's sharing a bed with the man who turned her down. And she's starving. So let's attempt to get some food so she doesn't have to eat a raw squirrel corpse. Let's build a steel door, and just for fun, let's build another one of these. Anyway, so there's this gunsmith living in the Redmond Barrens, and he's producing all this stuff, and Ares isn't happy. So what he's doing is he's supplying some of these guns to the Red Cat gang, and once these Red Cat gangers, they get oh, we're being raided, but they protect him in exchange, the Red Cats. And okay, so there's King. He's a cult kid. Let's read about him. He's a pessimist. He's super immune though, and he's trigger happy. He's artistic. He has a little bit of passion for shooting, but he's not very good at it. He has a lot of passion for crafting, but he's also not very good at it. He's an alcoholic, and his life just sucks. So we're just gonna kill him. He's just dead. He's just gonna die is the thing. Like, we're just gonna kill him straight up. Oh, he's over here fucking with our... Let's go. Stop breaking our fucking shit, you piece of garbage. Stab him to death, guys. Okay. John, you can go back to bed. Kev, you can go back to bed. We'll take his beer. Take the sandstone club. What are you wearing? Nothing we want. So we'll just shoot him to death. There we go. Bullet to the brain pan. He's dead. Let's build him a grave. There we go. Anyway, so in the Redmond Barrens of Seattle, this gunsmith is paying the Red Cats in guns. And you see, once they have guns, they're protecting him. So, okay, John is on a murderous rage. She's going to kill Slarvig. That's bad. Please stop. No, come on. Kev, what are you doing? Get over here. No, come on. Stop. You fucking... Why did you kill Slarvig? God damn it. God damn it. Okay, well, let's just kill the murderous psychopath. Here, let's equip this better knife. And do that. So I'm not doing very good, as you can see, because Slarvig and John are now both dead. But we'll build some more graves. I'm now also dying of an infection. So it's all just going really good. He's gonna have to tend to himself. And he's going to have to be a doctor now, and a flicker, and he's going to have to cook and hunt and construct and grow all by himself. You should go tend to yourself, go tend to your wounds. So the Red Cats are protecting this gunsmith in exchange for weapons that he produces and supplies to them. And essentially, what he's getting out of it... Sorry, I have to check my text here. It's from my grandma. I noticed I love you too, and we will go later. Okay, cool. Love you, Grandma. So, essentially what Ares is going to do is they're going to hire a band of shadow runners who have sort of plausible deniability. You know, if they get caught, Ares isn't going to say, oh, they worked for us, because they're just a bunch of criminals. But they hired them to go in and capture or kill this gunsmith. But the problem with that is this gunsmith is being guarded by the Red Cats, which are a gang that live in the Redmond Barrens and are defending this gunsmith in exchange for the weapons, the guns that he's producing. So we're going to tell Kev here to, once he's done tending to himself, we're going to tell him to dig some graves. And he's going to bury Slarvig. Yeah, come and bury Slarvig, who is sadly now deceased. And then you can build another grave, buddy. So I have a major infection and it's progressing faster than my immunity. So I might just die of an infection, which is great. But let's bury John. You know, the problem with all this is Kev is now thinking, hey, what if I had just agreed to marry her? Maybe she wouldn't have gone crazy and murdered my friend, and then I wouldn't have had to kill her. And I wouldn't be dying of an infection in a dark hospital all by myself on an alien planet, also afflicted with sensory mechanites, which are making every single wound way worse. I also have malnutrition. Let's tend to myself. So you know, and then we'll drink some booze, but hopefully we can outpace this extreme infection. But I'm thinking, you know, I'm probably just gonna die of infection. I'm a teetotaler, so I can't do that. But you know, let's just be positive. We'll build a butcher table. Oh, okay. So I fell over because of the infection, which is really good. So I have a feeling I'm probably gonna die of an infection here. Yeah. Everyone is dead or gone. This story is over. Perhaps someone else will find a use for the ruins of this place. Well, let's keep playing. Anyway, so in Redmond, they're hiring these Shadowrunners to go in to the Redmond Barrens, which is a subsect of Seattle that's sort of this no-go zone where the police, the private police, don't go because it's just full of gangs and no one really pays them to go in there, pays them enough. So in the Redmond Barrens, there's a gang called the Red Cats. And the Red Cats are currently protecting a gunsmith. This gunsmith has stolen plans for a weapon from Ares Megacorp, which is a AAA corporation, one of the ones of the world. It's sort of the American one. And they produce a lot of weapons. So he's producing them illegally in his own little setup in the Redmond Barrens. But they can't go in there because they don't want to send their forces in there because it would just be a big mess. So they're sending in these Shadowrunners because Shadowrunners are sort of like these criminals that they exist because these mega corporations need plausible deniability for operations that they're doing which are illegal. So they'll hire them for a decent amount of money, but you know, they're these mega corporations that are way more powerful than governments even. So it's not that, it's a drop in the bucket for them, but they'll pay them, and if they get caught, it's not their, they didn't do it. They're not their people. So essentially, they're buying these Shadowrunners to go into the Redmond Barrens and get this gunsmith who's been building their supplies. You know, he's been building guns that belong to Ares without a license, and he's been supplying them to criminals and other, you know, other bad groups that Ares really doesn't want to have their weapons without their say-so, especially because they're not getting paid for it. So they're hiring these Shadowrunners to have plausible deniability. And they go, okay, we're at 20 minutes. Thanks for watching the last episode of RimWorld, at least this RimWorld. It went really well. Thanks for watching. Have a nice one. Bye.